So this is probably one of the tricky part to install is the Gradle part. Gradle is, I assume this is where we left off, is that I gave you a compress file and you right mouse click and you extract it to to a folder called 7-7_2 is what I created, and then it extracted a folder called Gradle 7.2. Now, here's what I need for you to do is, let me tell you a little bit about Gradle. With it, it's a plugin. It allows you to actually transfer all the past existing files that you already coded to today's up-to-date code with it. So it's kind of like a wrapper with it. So a wrapper is, think of it like a add-on or a plug-in. It just updates the code for the past Android operating system for it to be readable in today's IDE. That's the easiest way I can explain it to you with it. Bear with me with this lingo, all right? So here's what I like for you to do. Make sure you find this directory that's called Gradle. Make sure it's exactly like this inside of this thing. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's inside of this as well. You have extracted this. You have not installed this. Let me just clarify this. This is not installed yet. You have extracted, download this file. You extracted this file. What we need to do next is to move this file. So I'm going to just right mouse click on it and copy. And I'd like for you to find the root of the local C. If you find my local C on here, my local C is going to look different from your local C with it. And I'd like for you to paste it at the root, at the local disk C drive. We're at the root. So I paste it here with it. So once I've done that, right mouse click, and if you go down and you just hit paste, it would copy that extraction file, all that, over to here. All right, that's the first thing I need for you to do. All right, so can you do that for me? And I'll give you a second to do that. I'm going to pause the video for a second. Now, the second half of this is going to do with, so you just transfer the files over. If you could please for me, come down to your bottom of your search fields in here, and you type in CMD, short for command prompt, with a CMD, C is in cat, M is in Materio, D is in Dan, and hit enter for me. It's going to open up a black screen like this, and this is what's called the DOS environment with it as well. Let me zoom in on this so you can get a little bigger, and edit. Let me make this a little bigger so you can see what I'm talking about with it. So I want to make this font about 70. Is that better? So you can see what I'm talking about. See this? So I'm at the DOS prompt right now. So this is the C drive. I'm under a subdirectory called users with a subdirectory called Dan. I need to back out to the root right now by typing in CD, short for change directory, ... I hit enter. You notice how that backs out to the user. If I do a CD again, ... that backs it up to the root. I'm at the root directory right now. Let me scroll up a little bit, and dir will list. Maybe this font's too big and I can't see everything in here. Let me change that font size a little bit so it's about half the size. Is that better? So we can see a little bit more in this, what's going on in here. So dir, short for directory, I hit enter. It shows me all the directory. And you notice here's the Gradle 7.2, Gradle 7.2 is what I want to go into. So I want you to go into this directory, CD, Gradle 7.2, and hit enter. Once you're in the directory, you should see that the prompt is :/Gradle. Make sure it looks like what I have right here. I just did CD for change directory. So just recap: CD ... backs up to the root directory. Go into the directory, CD change directory, space the name of the directory, and change the prompt to as well. Make sure you're at this point right now. And if you can do dir for me to list it, so 3 commands: CD ... CD, the name of the directory, and dir. So the 3 commands in DOS I just shared with you. Hit enter, and this is what it looks like right now. Okay, inside of that. Let me pause get your screen to look like my screen for me, would you? So this next part is to show you that how we're going to actually connect Gradle to the Android Studio right now. We have just basically copied the extraction of all the Gradle 7.2 to the root of the C drive right now. Make sure your screen looks like I have what I have right now. Let me minimize this, and if you can please follow along with my video with this to set this thing up. At any time of this instruction, if it gets too much for you, pause, play it again, pause, rewind it, play it again with it, okay? I'm doing this as slow as I can with my instructions with this. So I'm going to minimize this. I'd like for you to go back to your Windows File Explorer and scroll up, and do you see where it says this PC? This PC. And if you can right mouse click on it, select Properties for me, please. This is going to open up the property settings for this PC. Alright? On the right hand side over here, do you see where it says Advanced System Settings? Advanced System Settings. Click on it. And it will bring up this dialog box. Do you see this dialog box? And I'd like for you to find environmental variables. Now, everything I have to share with you, let me just, I typed all of this right now, all right? In case if you didn't see what I just did, so I just asked you to go to the Windows in the File Explorer, right mouse click on your PC, or this PC, if you want to call it. I'll put that in a quote. And right mouse click on it, and you're going to find Properties, select Advanced System Settings, and find the environmental variables. I did all that in a few seconds. And I like for you to find next, this is what we need to do next, is this right here. So inside of this, we're going to find the system variable. There's two types of variables that you can look for. You're going to find the system variable and select the path for it, okay? So let's look at that. System variable. Here's the system variable with it. And you're going to select the path for, here's the path. You see this? And I have this thing over here. And if you can see this, here's the path. You see that? I have a couple of paths here because I'm running some other JavaScript with it. I'm going to click on Edit. And I like for you to add a new, I already did this already, so I wouldn't have this right now, all right? So I'd like for you to add new, and I would like for you to come in and click on new, like I would do right now, right? And I like for you to add this path right here that I gave right here. So add an entry, this path right here, with the Gradle 7.2.bin, okay? So I would do this right here, C:, because that's where you moved it over, right? So it's pointing to the system variable that when the Android compiler is going to use the system variable to compile, it's going to find Gradle in the bin. It's going to run Gradle with it. So that's what you got to have, is this part right here. Okay. How I add that is I just clicked on new. I typed in or copy or type in the word Gradle -7.2, exactly what I have right here. This right here is this text right here. Okay. So it's the same text, just blowing up a little big. So once you have that, if you can please click OK. That's all. Click OK again. Click OK again. 3 OKs, all right? And then you can close out this right here, and we got to check. We're not done yet. We got to check to make sure it runs properly with it as well, all right? So if you could make sure you have what you just had, and I'm gonna post back where and run some commands to make it check, to make it work with it as well. So the last step, this is very important, the last step. So if you remember, I just went in, I type in dir, gives me the content of Gradle -7.2 directory, right? To make it run, to have it run, I need to type a command I want you to type Gradle dash V. All right, Gradle dash V with it. Gradle space dash V. Hit enter. It's going to take a second. Okay, well, in this case, this is what I want. So I want you to take a screenshot of this. Again, there are 2 screenshots. I need three screenshots. This is one of them. All right. The other one. Give me a second. My voice is going out. Excuse me. Let me get some water.